All right, thanks for staying with us. Malaysia calls for greater support from developed parties and partners through technical assistance and adequate financial resources to provide the much-needed funding for biodiversity conservation. Natural Resources, Environment and Climate Change Minister Nik Ahmad said this is to enable greater implementation of biodiversity conservation as well as overcoming the gaps and constraints.
The financial aspect of biodiversity conservation must also be addressed. The Kunming-Montreal framework calls for at least $200 billion per year, with a significant portion coming from wealthy to low-income countries. We intend to advocate for equitable contributions, recognizing that shared responsibility of nations in conserving biodiversity.
During his keynote speech for protecting our nature and biodiversity treasures, Malaysia's role as a superpower in biodiversity session at the Malaysian Pavilion for COP28 in Dubai, the UAE, Nik added that in response to the Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, Malaysia recently launched the National Policy on Biological Diversity 2022 to 2030 to provide direction and a framework for biodiversity management in the country, considering the national circumstances, priorities, and capabilities. He also mentioned that substantial national resources in Malaysia have been allocated to enhance a wide range of actions to address biodiversity loss and climate change. Among the actions undertaken is to enhance the conservation and restoration efforts further, as forests can be used to reduce and stabilize the impacts of climate change.